We were particularly intrigued by the amount of different instruments used on the album. What kind of instruments do you use in the recording? And did you play live drums, or were they all programmed?
I will admit to having a bit of an instrument collection, but also I think a lot of what you're hearing is coming right off the keyboards. I have a couple of good keyboards now, and they have some fantastic voices on them. The flutes you keep hearing on my albums, that's a keyboard voice. Believe it or not, the strings and the orchestra, all those except the harp come from the keyboard. I actually do have a harp. It's really cool. I love that fucking harp. But, then you have your basic metal instruments. You have the electric guitars. I have a bass. I will attest to instruments that have been on other albums. I have instruments from the mandolin family. They're mandolin-like instruments. I have a couple of mandolins, but also I have a mandola, which, if you don't know what that is, it's to a mandolin as a viola is to a violin. And I have an octave mandolin, a Greek bouzouki, and an Irish bouzouki, both of which are still mandolin family instruments. So, yeah. Oh, I even have a jar harp on on a song in the album before this one I'm working on, which was was really, really cool. My love for bands like Moon Sorrow and Klyne influenced me to go out and get a jaw harp. That was so much fun, just sitting there with this instrument going boing, da boing, da boing, da boing. I loved it. I really need to find a place to bring that motherfucker back, because I think that was probably my proudest moment as a musician, is just going boing, da boing, da boing, da boing with that fucking jaw harp. Yeah, in some song upcoming, whether it's going to be on one of the ones that completes this album or on a future one, there's going to be some more jaw harp. I love that stuff. I really do.
Have you considered adding members to the project, or is this simply your work?
I have considered adding at least one other member to Appalachian Winter. Just, not that they'd really be playing an instrument. Well, the guy I really toss over in my head is a better guitar player than me. So, I'd still write the guitar lines, but then he'd play them way the fuck better than I ever could, which would probably really help the band. But the album, not the album, the band, Appalachian Winter, is basically my brainchild, and whether I add members or not, it's always going to kind of be like that. I'm not against others having opinions on the stuff, or others influencing me. You have that. You have that 2-way or 3-way or however many members you have way of developing ideas. It's just, this project, unlike ones where I work with other people, this project, the drive really is within me. And that it's always going to be. It's that won't change. Yeah, I do think about, adding at least one other person from time to time.
The vocals on the album are very diverse. Was it a challenge to keep them changing and fresh with each song? How did you pull off so many different styles?
Oh God, vocals. Yeah. I hate doing vocals. I really do. Yeah, a lot of it stems from the fact that I fucking hate my voice. Here's something interesting. The reason I started doing the, how do you say? I guess the growled vocals is because I wanted to find a way to kill my voice and just be without it, because I hate my voice. It sounds so gay to me. So that's why I started growling. But it just doing vocals alone is a big challenge to me. and keeping them fresh throughout, a number of songs is an even bigger challenge, just because I really think I'm working with complete shit. Although, yeah, I have moments I'm proud of. Like, all my roared moments on this album, I am fucking proud of. They sound so bestial, and they damn well better, because I put everything I have into them. Like, people think of their metal gods as standing on stage and, they're belting out these great vocals. Well, yeah, because they're talented. I have no talent when it comes to vocals. I reach so deep in myself that when I roar, when I actually do my vocals, I'm also clutching my chest and I'm trying to keep my heart going, because everything is such an effort. It really is. It's like trying to lift a car off of somebody. It takes everything I have to do those roared vocals, but goddamn, they really came out good this time around. And I don't plan to change my method of doing those anytime soon. I like what's happening right now. But, the sung vocals, I hate my singing. I really do. The fact that I'm able to kinda have moments now where I can sing and not vomit is that's new to me, and I don't know how the hell I did those spoken word parts. I seriously don't. Like, you're hearing my voice right now, and you heard what I did on the albums. I can't even believe it's the same fucking voice. Like, it just goes to show, when it comes to vocals, you have to be in it 100%. You have to you have to be what you're saying. Wait, no, I fucked up. You have to be exactly what you're trying to. No, wait, I'm still fucking this up. You have to feel it. God damn, I'm never going to be able to say it right. You just have to feel it. Oh Lord. I have given some retarded answers to questions before, but I think this one takes the cake.
So where do you derive your inspiration from lyrically?
The inspiration for my lyrics comes from really short but really powerful poems. My favorite poet is Robert Frost, and he did the poem everyone knows, Fire and Ice. And if you read that poem, there's so much power in those two stanzas that make up his poem. There's so much power in them. I'm blown away every time I read it. It is an excellent composition, and it's really something I try to shoot for with every song I write. When I do the lyrics for them, I want that kind of very concise, very short, aphoristic kind of. I want that atmosphere to my lyrics. So I guess my inspiration for the lyrics is Robert Frost's Fire and Ice.
So your music has a very cinematic feel to it, as if it was written as a score to a movie. Has that ever crossed your mind while writing?
I have been told that quite a few times, that there is a cinematic quality to what I do. It has really nothing to do with what I might like as far as my music is concerned. It never entered my mind until I was told. Let's put it that way. Scoring a movie has never been a goal of mine. A goal of mine has been to write songs.
Have you ever considered the idea of touring or even playing one-off live shows? And if so, how would that work logistically?
I once in a while do entertain the thought of how cool it would be to just take this shit outside the cabin and go throw it in people's faces. But yeah, you mentioned the logistics of it, and holy fuck, that would be a chore from hell. Because to play this stuff live, the first thing you need is a symphony orchestra. You need that, and I'd need at least a 6-person band. A 6-person, keys, 2 guitars, bassist, drummer, there's no way I'm going to be able to like play an instrument and do vocals at the same time. That's not with the way I do vocals. I throw everything I have into them, like I just told you. And just the fact of being able to get the orchestra to play what I want it to play. Like, I read music so shittily. It would take me years to arrange just like one song for them. So I'd have to rely on like, a conductor who's actually good at this shit. And I could probably give like a good one a CD and just say, do your best with the symphonic parts, but that would be so fucking unfair to him. I really wouldn't want to do it to a fellow like that. They have way more important things to do with their time than fuck around with my simplistic bullshit.
You mentioned having more songs on the way, so where do you go from here? What's next for Appalachian Winter?
What is coming down the pike for Appalachian Winter? That is a good question, but I think I actually have an answer to it. If you would have asked me, even just a couple of months ago, I would have said, maybe I got 2 more albums left in me. But that's changed now. I've gotten, I think, some really cool ideas, and if I can bring them to fruition, I think there's going to be some very interesting stuff on hopefully the not too distant horizon. I have 2 albums planned out right now beyond this one, which, I have one where I'm going to deal with the history of my part of Pennsylvania. And I think it's going to be really, really cool. It's going to really help bring this music home for me. Even though it really started out at home, it's really make this an Appalachian Pennsylvanian band with Appalachian Pennsylvanian concerns. As piddling as they may be, when you're fortunate enough to live on the East Coast, all your small little areas, your small distinct little areas, are going to have some very interesting histories, and I really want to dig into that, scratch the surface a little bit, and put it to music. I mean, musically, I don't see many changes happening. I just see, more, and hopefully I see myself at least getting better at this stuff. And an album I have planned beyond that, I'm going to try and link the mountains and the cosmos, start writing about the stars and, the universe, and, I mean, still bring it all home. It's not going to become like, a science fantasy band by any means, but, how we connected to the universe, I don't rule out, in fact, I think I'm also in the beginning stages of planning out an album that's going to really talk about the geology, how, the mountains are connected to the rest of the world. Whenever you walk about in these mountains, it's not uncommon to find fossils of sea life, and to have oceans become mountains, that's amazing. And I want to write music about it. I want to bring that into what Appalachian Winter is. I really want to talk about the world, especially my little piece of it now. So that's a little bit of what's coming down the pike. I have more ideas, which I don't think I'm going to spill here, but you got the more well-defined ones.